What is up guys, it's your boy Bravo, and in today's video I'm gonna be giving you the best settings for MW3, and hopefully they'll be the same on Warzone 3 or Warzone 2.0, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Before I start giving you the setting, you need to know a couple of things. Always, when you want to run a game on on its full potential, make sure your RAM, like XMP, is turned on in your RAM if you have XMP. And now these days you have like RAMs that run on AMD Expo. It's literally the same as XMP, but it's for AMD, and pretty much just overclocks the RAM to its potential speed. So let's say you bought a 6000 megahertz like RAM, so this option will make it run on 6000 megahertz, because RAMs didn't come like stock overclocked. You have to press this thing in the BIOS so it can overclock it. Second, I see a lot of people do like this NVIDIA control panel, like do maximum performance and do anything. I'm gonna be honest with you. In my case, I never had any like benefits from that. Maybe because I have like a high-end graphics card, but maybe some people have. But for me, I never did. I'm not telling you not to do them, but you're not gonna really feel a lot of change. Like these games, like in 2023, games are CPU intensive. MW2 and Warzone 2, big mess, big mess. It was not optimized at all, like literally nothing. So back then, my CPU was not overclocked. I had DDR4 RAMs, and the game was just running bad. Like I was bottlenecked. I was like I can't really explain. The CPU usage was so high, and I was like getting not even good FPS at this point. But I did my research, and I found out that I need to overclock my CPU, and then I overclocked my CPU, changed to the DDR5 RAMs, and the game went from like this to freaking up with the FPS. I used to get like, I don't know, 150 16 multiplayer after overclocking and changing to DDR5. I was like getting a 250s or whatever. Like it changes your game drastically. Like I don't know how it works, but make sure XMP is turned on and overclock the CPU if you can. I mean, overclock it to the max that it can take. And if you want to do that, there's like a billion tutorial with your specific CPU that can really help you. So we're gonna turn this on. You can see this here. This game is still using a lot of CPU here. It's using like 63% versus 95%. I mean, it's still better. This is with the DLSS. But back then, I was bottlenecked all the time. But this time, the game is a little bit more optimized. It's better. So, what do we have? Overclock your CPU. Make sure the RAMs run XMP or AMD Expo, whatever you have. Now, overclocking your graphics. So, if you press Alt-Z, and your GeForce experience will come up, you can click on performance, enabling automatic tuning. Regarding what graphics card you have, of course NVIDIA, if you have a 20 series, 10 series, 30, 40, you can press enable automatic tuning and it will find the best overclock settings for your graphics card. If you don't want that, you can also do it manually, but if you're afraid to do that, you can also do it enable. I'm not doing it because I really don't need it, but some people need it and need to max out performance in this game. So if you want that, you want more FPS, enable automatic tuning, it will help a lot. That's actually something that actually does work, to be honest with you. So now let's jump into the graphics settings. Where is it? So a lot of people discuss about full screen, exclusive, and borderless. For me, I have two screens. I put it on borderless because I jump into my second screen and back to my thing. I only lose 5-6 FPS, that's it. That's literally how much you're losing. That's literally it. And also keep in mind, I am recording in OBS, so I'm using the same PC to record and play. So I'm literally losing like a 30, 40, 50 FPS because, I mean, yeah, I'm just using the same computer. So like right now, my FPS will be higher than this, but because I'm using like, you know, the same computer and OBS here recording, so my FPS will dip a little bit. But let's start with the graphics. So If you don't have a second screen, go with exclusive, no problem. Refresh rate, put it in. Display resolution, you have 1080p, 1080p, 4K, 4K, 1440p, 1440p. Simple enough. Brightness, nothing. I don't even know what this is. And, okay, but don't use it. And video reflex, low latency, always on plus boost. This will help a lot, especially with bottlenecking issues. Like, as you can see, it's 60 over 90, but like, you know, it's still better than nothing. Eco mode preset, I don't know why they added this. They want us to save energy while playing. Put it on custom. VSync, never do VSync unless you don't want your graphics card to be used. VSync menus, yes, unlimited. If you want the maximum FPS in your game, go with unlimited. If you don't want to, then go with custom. I use custom when I'm streaming or I'm like doing something and I don't want my graphics card to be used a lot, so this is when I use custom. Focus mode, forget about that. Dynamic range, never. I even tried dynamic range and it was just like high contrast with high brightness. It was actually bad, even though my monitor supports HDR. So, but I didn't really find anything interesting. Render resolution, you go to 100 on your screen. If you have 1080p, 1080p, 4K, 4K. Dynamic resolution off. Upscaling and sharpening. Okay, so here's the thing. If you have an AMD graphics card, you can go with these two. AMD FSR 1.0 and AMD FSR 2.1. Which is better? You'll see for yourself. You'll try it for yourself. You can use Fidelity CAS or CAX. I call it CAS. Or sorry, CAS. Yeah. I used this on console, but I used it a little bit in Warzone. It was good. I put it on 20%. It's fine. It runs pretty good, but you can, like, you know, just put it on 20, put it 40, 50, 60, 70. Just see how it works for you. Everyone has a different PC, different specs, so everyone, it works with, like, you know, differently than others. So find out your best option and use it. If you have a graphics card, NVIDIA graphics card, use DLSS. Now, if you have a really, you know, if you can overclock your CPU, what do? You go to ultra performance. If you can overclock your CPU, if your machine can handle quality, then put it on quality. It will help you a lot. But if you want extremely high FPS, like if I put it on ultra performance, I will get like 30 FPS more. But for me, quality is more important. I am getting my FPS. I'm getting over 200. I have a 165 refresh rate monitor. So I really don't care. So I put it on quality so I can have the best ever quality in my gameplay. We have, and with the LSS sharpness, I mean, put it between 70 to 100. I mean, I maxed out everything because I already like have what it takes to run it. But if you're using performance, then use performance and 100 to get, like, sorry, ultra performance and 100 to get the best, like, quality picture. If not, you just have to tune it down, maybe put it on 70, 80, it just to see how it looks for you. You have to also see how it's looking for you, if it's playable for you. So it's all up to you in the end, wherever you want to put this. We got a VRAM scale target, it's at 90. I have no idea how this works. It's said like it does things, but I don't really believe it. Variable rate shading, I have no idea what it is, but since the DLSS is on, this is like turned off. DLSS frame generation, if you have a 40 series graphics card, you can turn this on. It will, of course, give you a lot of FPS. There's only one issue with that. Literally one issue. So now, you see, the FPS is actually lower at this point.
Moving here.
But if I open the map, you can see it stutters a little bit. I have no idea why it does that, but yeah, it is doing that. So I better off, but it really gives you a lot of FPS. But I think now because I'm like recording, so it doesn't really like, you know, let me give me that much FPS. But if you have a 40 series, 4060, 4060, whatever, Ti, 70, 70 Ti, use this option. It really helps. texture resolution very low, filter any whatever low, depth of field off, detail quality level low, particle resolution very low, bullet impacts on, doesn't do anything. Persistent effects, it doesn't really affect your FPS. I didn't notice that, but I just keep it off. Shader quality low. On-demand texture streaming, I don't even know why this thing exists. I turned it on one time. I literally did not see a single difference. So turn it off. Local streaming quality low. Shadow quality very low. Off. Ambient collision off. SSR off. Static reflection quality low. You don't really need that. And it looks bad anyway. Oscillation off. Turn memory. Max and minimum. Or medium. Doesn't really affect anything. Volumetric quality low, deferred physics quality off, weather grid volumes off, and this looks terrible by the way if you put it like on, you know, ultra. Water quality, keep it off. If you want some good water shading or whatever or quality, maybe turn it on. Like if you want these, if you like water in games, then yeah, sure, turn it on. You will lose a little bit of FPS, not that much, but it still looks cool to be honest. Now we go to view, you have field of view 120, you have ADS affected, weapon field of view wide, so you can get the best out of like the FOV. And then third person, just put whatever you want, this, whatever you want. We're motion blurred, so this time they moved these three from quality to view. And a lot of people actually forgetting that film grain is on, so, or they will having like issues and they'll be like, oh, the game is running a little bit, or like it's a little bit noisy or whatever. That's the case because people are not looking in this section. So film grain on 0, weapon motion blur 0, world motion blur 0. Do this whatever you want and don't turn this on. Trust me, it's not worth it. A spectator camera, do whatever you want after these, it doesn't really matter. And this is pretty much it. Now, if you want to have better colors in this game, such as game filters, Alt Z, GeForce Experience, Alt F3, you can go here, you can add a filter, you can do colors, you can do like this. Let's do it at 30, let's do vibrance. So you see here how you can, you know, change the color in the game. It's pretty interesting, but you have to know this actually affects your CPU sometimes. Not every time, but sometimes it really does affect your CPU. So make sure you know, tune it the way you want the game to be looking. For me, I really don't care. I'll just play the game like this. But a lot of people like to have it more vibrant, more colorful, which is okay. But keep in mind, like those filters will actually
Moving here.
like use something out of your FPS, just to keep you in mind. Without further ado, that's been everything. These are like the best settings for Warzone, for MW3, Warzone eventually, and I'll be seeing you pretty soon. Take care and peace.